Good afternoon to all. Good afternoon. We are going to discuss about currency swap today. So, currency swap is defined as an agreement between two parties to exchange a future series of cash flows, interest, and principal, where one party pays in one currency and the other party in different currency. All right. So, how it was? Currency swap is defined as the agreement between two parties to exchange a future series of cash flows between interest and principal. Cash flows, interest and principal, where one party pays in one currency, other party pays in another currency. Right? The exchange rate is generally assumed to as fixed over the tenure of the swap. So how it works, currency swap. Suppose one Indian company wants to start a business in America. They need some money. They need some capital. Right? Indian company or Indian businessman wants to start his operation in America. At the same time, American company wants to start up its operations in India. They also need some amount. Indian businessman, Indian company or Indian businessman needs 1 million American dollars, whereas American company or American businessman needs 60 million Indian rupees to start their operations in India, right? So Indian businessman want to start up the operation in America. American businessman want to start these operations in India, right? The amount involved is almost 1 million American dollar or 60 million rupees. Both are almost same. Suppose we take the exchange rate as we assume the exchange rate as 1 American dollar equal to 60 Indian rupees, right? So Indian businessman willing to start his business in America will want to expand his business in America for $1 million. Capital required, the fund required is $1 million. Whereas American businessmen want to start the operation in India, they need the money 60 million Indian rupees, right? So suppose they go for that. They go for the capital. Suppose Indian businessmen want to raise $1 million. If they find very difficult to raise the funds in American bank, what they will do? They have to raise a capital care itself. They have to get the loan from the Indian banks itself. $1 million in this is suppose exchange rate is 60 rupees, 60 million rupees they have to raise here, and they can convert in the foreign exchange market, foreign currency market into $1 million. Then they can invest this amount in America, right? So 60 million rupees they have to borrow from the banks, financial system, financial institutions, and they will convert this 60 million Indian rupees into 1 million American dollar in the currency market. Then they will invest this amount in the in American business, right? So likewise, American businessmen also can raise a 1 million American dollar there. They will convert into Indian 60 million Indian rupees in the foreign currency market. They will invest these 60 million rupees in here, right? They will do this. The drawback is exchange rate is involved, right? Suppose 60 million Indian rupees Indian businessman is rising. 60 million Indian rupees he is rising. 10% interest rate. 6 million every year they have to pay 6 million Indian rupees, right? They will be raising the American dollar there. They are investing that 1 million American dollar there in America. They will be getting the income in American dollar. Then this American dollar to be converted into Indian rupees to pay the interest, right? So what happens? This exchange rate plays a very powerful role here. Suppose exchange rate depreciates, right? Then you will get less American. Suppose exchange rate depreciates, right? So $1 equal to 60 rupees will become $1 equal to 70 rupees. Appreciation means $1 equal to 60 rupees will become $1 equal to 50 rupees. Suppose if it appreciates, you get some American dollar there. When you are coming and converting into Indian rupee, you will get less Indian amount, less Indian rupee. That may not be sufficient to pay the interest, right? So this exchange rate risk is there for the businessman. Suppose Indian businessmen want to expand their business in America, they need capital, $1 million, they need that. If they raise a loan here, equivalent to Indian rupees, that equal Indian rupee loan they raise here, 60 million Indian rupees, then they convert into $1 million in the America foreign exchange market. Then they invest this $1 million in America, right? They'll be getting the return there in American dollar only, right? Then again they have to convert in Indian rupee to pay the interest every year, right? If exchange rate appreciates, what will happen? That American dollar will pay them less Indian rupees only, right? Less Indian rupees only. So that Indian rupees may not be sufficient to pay the interest of 6 million Indian rupees they have to pay every year. 10% interest means, right? That's a problem, right? What is the solution for this? So otherwise, Indian businessman can raise a loan there from American bank itself, right? They can raise a fund in American bank. So the problem is American banks, if they have the customers and they those customers raising the money, they will be charging nominal interest rate, very normal interest rate they will charge it. if some foreign companies go there and approach that, they will be charging more interest rate. That's the problem. Not only American banks, any bank will charge more interest rate for the foreign company. If they don't know anything about the business, that company try to convince the bank, then they will be charging more interest. That's the problem, right? That's why we have currency swap. In currency swap, what they do that, right? In this example, American company will raise a loan in American dollar from the American bank. They will be charging less interest rate. Indian company will raise a loan in Indian rupees. Then Indian rupee will be given to American company. American company will give the American dollar to Indian company. Right? This is being called as currency swaps. That's why it is written. A series of cash flows, both interest and principal, both are included. Right? Principal is swapped and principal is repaid. Right? Both are involved. One small example we see that. As an example, suppose the British Petroleum Company plans to issue 5-year bonds worth 100 million pounds at 7.5% interest rate. But actually, they need an equivalent amount in dollars, $150 million to finance this new refunding facility in the US. Right? The case is, suppose the British Petroleum Company plans to issue 5-year bonds worth 100 million pounds at the rate of 7.5% interest rate. What for they assuming that they actually need 150 million American dollar to finance this refunding capacity in US. They install a new refunding capacity. For that, they need the fund 150 million American dollar. Right? For that purpose, they are raising the loan in Great Britain pound. Right? 100 million pounds at 7.5% interest rate. Also, suppose the same time, Piper Sue company, one American company, they 100 million, 150 million dollars worth of bonds they want to issue at 10% interest rate with a maturity of 5 years. Right? They also have 5 years. Here are 5-year bonds. Here also 5-year bonds, $150 million at the rate of 10% with a maturity of 5 years. But the American company really needs 100 million pounds, right? 100 million Great Britain pounds, 100 million pounds to set up its distribution center in London, right? They want to set up a distribution center in London. For that, they need 100 million American pounds. So they raise 100, the American company, that is, so raise American dollars, 150 million, equivalent 100 million, 150 million American dollars by paying 10% interest rate every annum, right? To meet each other's needs, suppose both the companies go to a swap bank and they go for a currency swap, right? So what happens in currency swap? Three kind of agreements are involved, right? So see that what are the three terms of three transactions, major transactions happen, right? The transaction one, agreement one, or transaction one. The British Petroleum Company will issue 5-year 100 million bonds paying 7.55% interest rate, right? They will go for swap bank will ask the British Petroleum, you issue 100 million pound worth of bonds, 5 years maturity, right? Paying 7.5% interest rate, you issue that, right? Then they collect the 100 million pounds and they will give to the swap bank. Swap bank will give to the US Piper Company, right? So 100 million pounds will be collected from British Petroleum Company. They will give to Swap Bank. Swap Bank is one ordinary bank, one national bank. National bank that will act as a swap bank. They will swap the currencies, right? That is their main role. So they will get the 100 million pounds from British Petroleum Company. They will give to US Piper Company, right? To finance the construction of British distribution center in London, right? To give it to Piper Company, US Piper Company. The Piper Company will issue a 5-year 150 million bonds, right? $150 million bonds. They will issue 5-year bonds. They will issue and they will collect these 150 million pounds. They will give to Swap Bank. Swap Bank will give to British Petroleum Company. Why they are giving to British Petroleum Company? Because British Petroleum Company needs this amount to finance the construction of US refinery, right? So it will be given. So $150 million collected by US Piper Company will be given to British Petroleum Company. British Petroleum Company will collect 100 million pounds, will pass it to US Piper Company, right? These currencies are swapped. Swapping means exchanging. The currencies are swapped between the companies, between the entities in US and London, right? It is done by a swap bank. The British company, the British Petroleum Company, with the US asset, will pay 10% interest on $150 million to the swap bank, who will pass it to the American company to pay its US bond holders, right? So what happens? British company, British Petroleum Company will pay the $150 million. US Piper Company has raised $150 million dollars, right, at the rate of 10% interest, right? to give it to British Petroleum Company, BP company, to give the British Petroleum Company. They raise this $150 million in the market, right? So this interest, 10% interest on $150 million, like $15 million every annum. This British Petroleum will pass this payment to the swap bank. Swap bank will give to US Piper Company. So US Piper Company will settle the bank from where they collected the fund. They raise the fund. Likewise, the American company, US Piper Company, for his British assets, 7.5% interest on 100 million pounds, right? British Petroleum Company has raised this 100 million pounds at the rate of 7.5% interest rate to pay to give to US Piper Company, right? So this 7.5% interest on 100 million pounds, almost 7.5 million pounds, right? That will be given by American company to British Petroleum Company through the swap bank, right? They will pass this amount every year. This also will happen. This is second major transaction, but this is annual transaction. Every year it happens, right? At maturity, at the time of repayment, at the maturity, the British company will pay $150 million to the swap bank, who will pass it to the US Piper Company. US Piper Company will give to the bank from where they raise the fund, right? The US Piper Company will pay 100 million pounds to the swap bank. They will give it to British Petroleum Company. British Petroleum Company will settle the British bank, some British bank, from where they raise the funds, right? This is being called as currency swap, right? These three major transactions: first, raising the fund, and will be passed to the fund to the party with whom the currency swap agreement is made, right? Interest amount is paid for the amount you receive from the party with whom the currency swap is made, right? Third one, amount is repaid to the party with whom the currency swap is made. Three major transactions are happening in the currency swap, right? So what happens? First one is British Petroleum Company will go for issuing these bonds, 5-year bonds, 100 million pound worth of bonds, 7.5% interest rate bonds, right? That will they will issue. They will collect these 100 million pounds. They will give to US Piper Company through the swap bank, right? US Piper Company will raise this $150 million American dollars, 5-year bonds, the 10% interest rate that they will give to British Petroleum Company through swap bank, right? British Petroleum Company will give 100 million pounds to the US Piper Company through a swap bank. US Piper Company will raise $150 million, will raise that and give it to British Petroleum Company through the swap bank, right? So every year this interest, British Petroleum Company has received $150 million, right? From US Piper Company. For the interest we pay 10% interest. So $15 million to be paid every year. This $50 million, British Petroleum Company will pass it to US Piper Company through the swap bank. US Piper Company will settle the bank interest payment, right? So US Piper Company also, they have got 100 million pounds from British Petroleum Company. British Petroleum Company, they have got this 100 million pounds, right? For this 100 million pounds, 7.5%, 7.5 million pound, they will pay every annum to British Petroleum Company through the swap bank, right? British Petroleum Company will settle this amount to the bank from where they raise this 100 million pounds. Will settle this interest amounts to all the bond holders. It is issuing the bond, right? So to settle all the bond holders, they will pay the interest, right? So US Piper Company will also pay all the bond holders the interest. British Petroleum Company will also pay the bond holders the interest, right? 7.5 million interest will be distributed to the bond holders based on their investment, right? Investment proportion in the total investment. Then third transaction at maturity, British company, British Petroleum Company will pay this $150 million to US Piper Company through the swap bank. So US Piper Company will settle to all the bond holders, right? So at US Piper Company will also pay 100 million pounds to British Petroleum Company, right, through the swap bank to settle all the bond holders from where they can raise the funds, right? This is being called as currency swap. So principal is like what British Petroleum Company, British company that needs 150 American dollars, 150 million American dollars to have a facility in America. US Piper Company also need 100 million pounds, right? 100 million American Great Britain pounds to set up a distribution center in London, to set up a facility in London. They need 100 million pounds, right? So what they do that if US Piper Company go to London and raise the funds, they will be charged more interest. If British Petroleum Company go to American bank and raise a fund, they will be charged more interest. So what happens? British Petroleum Company raises 100 million pounds through by issuing the bond at 7.5% interest, 5-year bond, right? So they mobilize these 100 million pounds from the bond holders, right? So they collect this fund, 100 million pounds, they pass it to US Piper Company through a swap bank. Swap Bank in between, they collect the money from British Petroleum Company and give it to US Piper Company. US Piper Company will also collect this, mobilize this 150 million American dollars. They mobilize by issuing the bonds, 5-year bonds, by paying 7.5% interest, right? Sorry, by paying 10% interest. They collect this 150 million American dollar and they will pass it, give it to the Swap Bank. Swap Bank will give to the British Petroleum Company. So both people's capital is the what fund they require, that they have got that, right? Through this currency swap agreement, right? So this is the basis of currency swap agreement, right? So what happens next step? What they have to do? They have to pay the interest, right? So British Petroleum has received 150 million dollar from US Piper Company, right? US Piper Company has raised this 150 million dollar by issuing the fund bonds, right? So they have to pay 10% interest to the bondholders every year. This interest they need this. This interest will be paid by British Petroleum Company through the swap bank. They will pay to US Piper Company. So US Piper Company in turn will pay out to all the bondholders, right? So that is 10% interest rate on 150 million American dollars, $50 million. That will be settled every year by British Petroleum Company to the US Piper Company. US Piper Company, they got 100 million pounds from British Petroleum Company, right? 7.5% interest rate. So 7.5 million pounds they have to pay. So US Piper Company will pay to the Swap Bank 7.5 million pounds. Swap Bank will give to British Petroleum Company. British Petroleum Company, after collecting 7.5 million pounds from the US Piper Company through the Swap Bank, they will give to all bondholders based on the proposal of investment in the 100 million pounds, right? They will pay the interest to the bondholders, right? That is second transaction. After 5 years, the transaction over 5 years, they have built the facility, all is over. They are doing the business, right? That time they have to repay the amount, right? That time 5-year bonds only, right? After 5 years, they have to repay the amount. So at their maturity, after 5 years, British company, what they will do? They pay 150 million American dollars to the Swap Bank. They will give to Swap Bank 150 million American dollars. Swap Bank will give to US Piper Company. US Piper Company will call all the bondholders and settle the amount, repay the amount. Over. Here, they way same way. US Piper Company will 100 million pounds. They will give it to Swap Bank. Swap Bank will call British Petroleum Company, give the amount. British Petroleum Company will distribute, will settle all the bondholders, right? So their fund requirement is so this currency swap is normally happens where it happens when two companies are there, they want to invest in different countries, right? They want to invest in other countries, right? The Indian company is there, want to invest in American business. American company is there, want to invest in Indian business. By the time they can go for currency swap agreement, right? Both the people need the currency in different currency. Currency counterparties currency they need that, right? Indian need American currency, American need Indian currency. So by the time they can go for raising the capital by using this currency swap method, currency swap agreement, they can do this, right? Advantage is cheaper debt is possible. Suppose American company, US Piper Company, in this example, go to Britain and raise the funds, 100 million pounds, by issuing the bonds by themselves, right? So British Petroleum Company collected this 100 million pounds by using the bonds by paying 7.5% interest rate. Suppose US Piper Company go and approach the British bondholders, they will be charged more interest. They have to pay more interest. At least 10 or 11% interest, they have to pay this, right? Like this, British Petroleum Company go to American market and they try to raise a fund. So US Piper Company has paid just 10% interest rate. These people have to pay more interest, 50% interest they have to pay that. So cheaper debt is possible using these currencies. So cheaper debt is possible. Then exchange rate fluctuation is not coming here, right? If they go there and generate the income in different currency, right? The cheaper debt is possible. Exchange rate fluctuations will not come, right? Suppose they want to avoid this cheaper debt. I don't want to go to America and raise my funds there. So what US company decides that they don't want to go to Great Britain and raise the funds from the bondholder. They want to do this. They want to raise their fund from the local banks and they want to convert into American Great Britain pounds, right? US Piper Company raise the fund from American bank and they will convert into Great Britain pounds. They will invest in the Great Britain, England. They invest in England. Then like that, they plan that what happens, these exchange rate fluctuations will come. Exchange rate will become a big problem. Every year they have to pay the interest to the American bank in American dollar. They will be generating the income there in Great Britain pound. That pound to be converted into American dollar. Then American dollar will be paid. So these exchange rate fluctuations will play a major headache for these companies when they raise the funds like this. 10 million, 1 million American dollar, 10 million pounds like that, they go for it. They have a major problem of exchange rate problem will come. So they avoid this. They completely avoid it through this currency swap. They completely avoid these exchange rate fluctuations, right? They don't have exchange rate fluctuations. That's a major advantage is this. Cheaper loan they are getting, the cheaper funds they are getting, they are avoiding the exchange rate fluctuations, right? No exchange rate because these companies raise the funds in its own capital, own currency, and pass it to the counterparty. Counterparty raising the fund in his own currency and pass it to the counterparty, right? So like this happened, this currency swap is happening. So cheaper interest rate is also available. At the same time, exchange rate is the fluctuation, the exchange rate fluctuations risk is completely avoided. That's the advantage of currency swap, right? We'll see another example. An American multinational company, right, may wish to expand its operations into Brazil. Suppose American company want to expand. It's the same way as right. American company wants to expand its business in Brazil, right? Brazilian at the same time, Brazilian company, company B, company A is American company, company B is Brazilian company, right? So company A, American company, they want to expand its business in Brazil. A Brazilian company, company B, they want to expand its business in US market, right? So company A, if they go to Brazilian bank, they will be charged more interest rate. Company B go to American bank, they will be charged more interest rate, right? So company A, if it goes to Brazilian bank, they will charge interest rate of 10%. US Brazilian company go to US credit market and they raise the fund, they will be charged 9% interest rate, right? But the cost of borrowing in the international market is also unreasonably high, right? So both the domestic banks, company A could take a loan from an American bank. American company will take a loan from American bank at 4% interest rate. Company B, Brazil company, can take the loan from a Brazilian bank at 5% interest rate. Right? American company go to Brazil bank, they will be charged 10% interest rate. Brazil company go to American bank, they will be charged 9% interest rate. So American company takes a loan from the American bank, they will be charged just 4%. Brazilian company raises the fund from the Brazilian bank, they will be charged just 5%. Right? Lesser interest rate is possible. Right? Based on the example above, based on the company's competitive advantage of borrowing in the domestic markets, company A will borrow the funds that company B needs. American company will borrow the funds that Brazil needs, Brazilian company needs, right, from an American bank. While Brazil company borrows the funds that American company needs through a Brazilian bank, right? Same thing. Company A raises the American company raises the funds in Brazilian bank, they will be charged 10% interest rate. Brazilian bank, Brazilian company goes to American bank, they will be charged rise interest rate 9% interest rate. Suppose American company raises the funds in American bank, it will be 4%. Brazilian company raises from a Brazilian bank, it will be 5%. Cheaper interest rate. That is possible, right? So, so what it happens here? American company will raise the funds from the American bank. Brazilian company will raise the funds from the Brazilian bank. The loans are then swapped, right? Assuming that the exchange rate between Brazilian real and the American dollar is 1.60 BRL, Brazilian real equal to 1 American dollar, right? 1.6 Brazilian real equal to 1 American dollar. Then both the companies require the same equal amount of funding, right? Brazilian company needs 100 million American dollar. American company needs 160 million Brazilian real, right? So, so the funds company now holds the funds required in real. Company have the fund they need in real, Brazilian real. Brazilian company also possession of American dollar now, right? 100 million American dollar. American company rise from American bank, then they pass to Brazilian company, right? 100 million American dollar has come into Brazilian company. Brazilian company also raised 160 million Brazilian real from the Brazilian bank, and they pass to the American company, right? So both the companies have to pay interest on the loans to their respective domestic banks in the original borrowed currency, right? A Brazilian company has raised the fund from Brazilian bank, though they have to pay the interest to the Brazilian bank in Brazilian real only. American company raised the funds from American bank, so they had to pay the interest in American bank to the American bank in American dollar only, right? So they go to a swap bank. Swap bank does this work, right? American dollar will be raised by American company. Brazilian real will be raised by Brazilian company. Brazilian company will pass its Brazilian real, 160 million Brazilian real to American company. American company, this 100 million American dollar, they pass to the Brazilian company through the swap bank, right? That's what drawn in this diagram. Please see the diagram, right? So $100 million passed from company A to company B. That they raised from the American bank, right? 160 million Brazilian real that is passed from Brazilian company to American company. Company B stands for Brazilian company. Company A stands for American company. 160 million Brazilian real passed from Brazilian company to American company, right? 100 million American dollar passed from American company to Brazilian company, right? So every year the interest to be paid, no, 4% interest to be paid on American bank to pay to the American banks, right? So American company raises 100 million American dollar, they pass to the Brazilian company for which 4% interest to be paid. That is shown in the upper curve, right? See the 4% interest on 100 million American dollar that is passed from company Brazilian company to American company. Every year they will pass this interest amount, right? Likewise downward bottom side curve, you please see that 5% interest on 160 million Brazilian real. That amount will be passed from American company to Brazilian company, right? Every year they will pass it, right? Because 160 million Brazilian real is raised by Brazilian company from a Brazilian bank, and they pass to American company for their need. The amount is passed. So American company has to pay this interest on this 160 million Brazilian real. So this 5% interest every year American company will pass it to Brazilian company, right? So 4% interest on 100 million American dollars will be passed by Brazilian company to the American company, right? So later on, American company after receiving 4% interest from Brazilian company, American company will will give the amount to the local bank. Will settle the amount to the local bank. Likewise, Brazilian company after receiving 5% interest from the American company, they will settle the local bank. They will pay this amount to the local bank as interest, right? So this is being called as currency swap. This is the mechanism of currency swap. Got it? All of you got it? So what is the funda in this? Brazilian company, they want to do some business. They want to expand their business in America. They need 100 million American dollars, right? American company, they want to expand their business in Brazil. They need 160 million Brazilian real. They need that. Exchange rate is 1.6 Brazilian real equal to 1 American dollar, right? Let it be. So both need almost same amount of funds. They need that, right? So American company, if they go to Brazilian bank, there is a funds, this 100 American dollar, 160 million American Brazil real, if they raise it from the Brazilian bank, they will be charged around 9% interest rate, right? So Brazilian company goes to American bank and raise this 100 million American dollars, they will be charged 10% interest rate, right? Now what happens? American company charge just 4% interest rate if they raise the funds in local banks, American bank. Brazilian company is charged 5% interest rate if they raise the funds from a Brazilian bank. So they have a competitive advantage. When they raise the funds from their own market, own banks, their own countries' banks, they will be charged less interest rate. If foreign company goes to the bank and approach that, they will be charged more interest rate. So to reduce this, what happens? So both the companies approach the swap bank. Swap bank tells that, okay, I will go for currency swap, right? So swap bank tells us 100 million American dollars will be raised by American company. It orders American company raise 100 million American dollar from American bank at the rate of 4% interest rate, right? So it says Brazilian company, you raise the 160 million Brazilian real from a Brazilian bank at the rate of 5% interest rate, right? Done. So this amount will be collected 100 million American dollars, 160 million Brazilian real. This amount will be collected by swap bank, and they will give this 100 million American dollar to the Brazilian company. They will give this 160 million Brazilian real to the American company, right? They swap the currencies, right? Now interest to be paid. So every year, what happens? 5% interest on 160 million Brazilian real that will be paid by American company to the British company through the swap bank, right? So the Brazil company, every year they had to pay 4% interest rate on 100 million American dollar that they will pay to the American company through the swap bank, right? So American company will get this 4% interest rate from the Brazilian company through the swap bank, and they will settle this amount to the local bank from where they raise the funds, 100 million American dollars, right? Brazilian company also receive 5% interest rate from the American company through the swap bank. They will settle this 5% interest to the local bank where they raise this 160 million Brazilian real. Got it? This is being called as currency swap. There are two things involved, major advantages involved. One is local, cheaper interest rate is available. So that's what we discussed. American company goes to a Brazilian bank, they raise the funds because they need 160 million Brazilian real only they need it. So if they go to Brazilian bank and raise the funds, they will be charged more interest rate, 9% interest rate will be charged. Now they are paying just 5% interest rate, right? So likewise, Brazilian company goes to American bank, they will charge 10% interest rate. Now they are giving just 4% interest rate, right? So the interest rate is swapped now, right? The capital is swapped and interest is also swapped. So finally, amount will be repaid, right? The final amount will also be repaid, will also be swapped and repaid. This is a mechanism considered. Two advantages are that local cheaper interest rate is available, right? Instead of 9%, they are paying 5%. Instead of 10%, they are paying just 4%, right? Cheaper interest rate is available. And exchange rate fluctuates. Suppose American company go to Brazilian bank only, they will be charged more interest. If American bank raises the fund in American bank, American company raises the funds in American bank, and they convert it into Brazil real and invest in Brazil, what happens? They'll be getting less interest rate only, right? They'll be getting getting at less interest rate only. They had to convert it to Brazilian real, right? So they will be investing there, right? Exchange rate. So every year they will be getting the income in Brazilian real. They have to pay the interest in American dollar here. From the American banks only, they raise the American dollar, right? So to the American bank, they have to pay in American dollar. Whereas they are investing in Brazil, and they will be getting the income in Brazilian real. This Brazilian real to be converted into American dollar, then they have to repay the amount to the American bank. So exchange rate headache will come, right? That interest paying rate, what is the exchange rate? By the time they had to convert the Brazilian real to American dollar, by the time exchange rate is opposite to the expectations, they'll be losing the amount, right? So they have to pay more American dollar. They have to pay more American dollar. They have to pay more amount, more Brazilian real to the interest service as interest service, right? So that problem is that exchange rate fluctuations problem is there. So interest rate risk is there, exchange rate fluctuation risk is there. Both are avoided because of this currency swap. That is a fantastic mechanism of currency swap. Fantastic advantage of currency swap, right? Got it? All of you got it? So this diagram is self-explanatory. You see in the diagram, so you will understand the concept, right? Only thing is swap bank is name is not mentioned. Another box should have appeared between company A and company B. There should be a swap bank. Through the swap bank only they are passing the amount, right? So interest 4% is also they are passing through swap bank only. 5% is also they will be passing through swap bank only, right? Swap bank will charge some amount for this currency swap. Every year they will be charging this amount you have to pay, right? They'll be telling the company, Brazilian company to pay in Brazilian real, American money to pay in American dollar, right? Certain amount to be paid. Certain amount they will charge for creating the currency swap, right? A service fee they will charge that. Like interest rate swap, some percentage in the quality spread difference will be taken by the swap bank. Here that is not the case. There is some service fee they will charge it, they will take the amount, right? So going back to our yearly example, it is right? Uh, no, we'll see the latest example, right? American company, this is very simple. American company needs 160 million Brazilian real to invest the amount to invest this Brazilian real in the business in Brazil. They are going to start that. They are going to expand in Brazil, right? Further, they need 160 million Brazilian real, right? Brazil company needs, they want to expand their business in America. They need 100 million American dollar, right? There is a situation. 160 million real, American company, how they can collect it? Either they can mobilize 100 million American dollar from the American bank, they convert into 160 million Brazil real in the foreign currency market, and they settle, they give this, they invest this amount in Brazil. That they can do this, right? Second thing, they can go to Brazilian bank, they can collect this, they can raise this 160 million Brazilian real directly from the Brazilian bank, right? Why should they raise the funds in American dollar, then convert it to Brazilian real? They can go to Brazilian bank, they can get the fund in Brazilian real itself. 160 million Brazilian real, they can raise the fund. But the thing is, Brazil bank, for their local companies for whom they know the transaction very well, they know their past history very well, they will be charging less interest rate, right? A counterparty risk is not there, credit risk is not there, they will be charging less interest rate. For a new company going to a bank and they approach for the loan, that is the company calling themselves as foreign company, American company, it's a Brazilian bank. So Brazilian bank will charge more interest rate, so, right? Almost 9% interest rate they are charging, 9% or 10% interest rate they will be charging that, right? So that is a problem, right? If they raise the fund directly in Brazilian currency, Brazilian real, they can raise that by paying interest rate, more interest rate. Every year they have to pay at least 5% interest rate difference. They have to pay this. This headache is that they will be losing the amount. They will be losing the amount as in first thing. That is a drawback. Suppose they raise the funds 100 million American dollar, they convert it to 160 million Brazilian real, they invest in the Brazil company. They can do, they can invest in Brazil, right? Like that also they can raise the fund. Yeah, no problem. What happens? This $100 million interest is 4% interest rate, right? 4% interest rate they have to pay that. They have to pay. How they will pay this? They will be investing in Brazil business. They will be getting the income in Brazilian real. Then this Brazilian real to be converted to American dollar. Then this 4% and $100 million, right? So it is almost $4 million, right? That they had to pay every year. They had to convert this Brazilian real into American dollar every year. They had to do this to get this to pay this 4 million American dollar to the American bank. They had to do this. So exchange rate fluctuation risk there. Exchange rate, what is exchange rate? You don't know that. By the time Windows Paint date, what is exchange rate that you don't know that. So sometimes they have to pay more Brazilian real in this, right? So they will be convert. They need more Brazilian real to convert into 4 million American dollar. So they'll be losing the amount. They will be losing their income in this as interest as exchange rate fluctuations risk. Because of exchange rate fluctuations risk, they'll be giving more Brazilian real. They'll be converting more Brazilian real into 4 million American dollar. So two major drawbacks is there. Interest rate risk is there. Exchange rate fluctuation risk is there. To avoid both the things, this currency swap is used. Okay, got it? Yeah, that's all about currency swap. Thank you all.